Well, hello everyone, and welcome to a podcast of sorts. This is going to be a short little discussion about, well, we'll talk about that in just a second, but first things first, I'm Simeon Scott. You may know me as the Vacuuminator online, and I'm joined, um, as always, by Chris Gaston, aka Boingo Rider. How you doing this evening, sir?
Howdy.
So we're here to talk about the fact that you may have noticed this channel kind of changed recently, or if you're watching in the future, you may not know what this channel is, and you may want to know what's going on here, what it is we're doing, what our plans are, what our goals are, what's
Do we like pina coladas? Do we like dancing in the rain?
those are things. Those are questions I've had about you for a very long time, Chris, but we can answer them another time. Right now, we're going to be talking about the rebranding of Analytical Fanboys into Modular, um, which is has just happened when this comes out, is about to happen as we're recording this. So, Modular is something that we've been talking about doing for quite a while, basically since we've known each other, and it's kind of a mixture of ideas slash ambitions Chris and I have both had for an extremely long time, and we've decided to come and do them together because, well, the same reason we started the Analytical Fanboys podcast. We're both guys who are fairly small on YouTube, but really dig each other's stuff and want to work together. Um, so the base original idea for Modular was something Chris brought to me. So I'll let him go ahead and explain what his sort of original base idea was.
Basically, my original concept of it was take what has been tried on internet communities. Some prime examples being Rooster Teeth, Screw Attack, Channel Awesome, maybe even Cinemassacre, Normal Boots, a Hidden Block, things like that, and actually try collaborative and procrastinators, and actually try to create a community where the creators come together and help in any way possible to achieve creative goals.
Mm-hmm. And I have always been somebody who's been a fan of big groups and projects like that. You know, there was a point in my life where I was very into That Guy with the Glasses. The Creatures was a group I was very big into for a while. Recently, I was a big fan of the Procrastinators. I haven't watched a lot of their newer stuff. I still keep up with like Endless Jess and a couple other side people, but I don't really look at the main podcast as much as I used to. But I've always liked that idea of having like a bunch of friends who do YouTube and doing YouTube with them and just being a bunch of cool boys who get along and do stuff, and girls too. I'm equal opportunity. But
Guys, gal, and non-binary pals.
Yes, exactly. So that's kind of why I came to Chris with the idea of the podcast. Was like, hey, motherfucker, I love your shit. I love talking to you. Let's do a podcast so that we stay in contact and can possibly work on bigger projects in the future. And Chris brought up this whole concept of the sort of shared creator community thing to me, and I was like, yeah, that sounds great, because the big problem, the way I see it, with a lot of these group channels that form is they become way too insular. It becomes, well, we're all friends, so we kind of just want to go off and be friends and make videos together. And that's fine if that's what you want to do, but we want to do a thing where it's much more like a bunch of young creators band together to do a thing. And this isn't just YouTube we're talking about. We want to get into all kinds of artistic mediums. But
If we get a friend who just wants to do comics, doesn't want to be a part of YouTube or anything, we want to be able to go like, all right, cool. We're going to use our YouTube and our stuff to promote your comic. We're going to do you need space just to draw? Here's space. Here's all the stuff we have. Anything you need help with? Cool.
Exactly. And we want it to be like us and some other people are going to be this like first generation of young creators who really want to do stuff and really want to be cool and make this modular media thing happen. And then eventually when we get to be the kind of older, we've been around the block a little bit people, we want
The
to
Philip
do kind of
DeFrancos, the PewDiePies, those kind of guys.
exactly. When we get to be in that hemisphere, we want to do what WWE and specifically Triple H are doing with the Performance Center right now, but again, not just for one medium, for all mediums. And
And
that's what we're going to
when
be.
we say all, you got to realize I am a very weird person and I want to do a lot of things.
Mhm.
Like, I want to do video games. I want to start a indie wrestling promotion. I want to start a record label. I just have a lot of things I'd like to do.
Yeah, like I have ideas for a lot of shows and stories and stuff. Chris is the more avant-garde guy.
I'm a concept dude.
Yeah. And I am too, but it's more so like I'm into traditional concepts where you're like, what if we did this crazy fucking thing? And I'm like, yeah, do that crazy fucking thing.
Yeah, and that's what the big part of this is. It's support. That even if we can't financially support, we can go like, yeah, dude, fuck yeah, do it.
And that's kind of why we're starting it here with the two of us, because this isn't like, oh, in a second somebody's going to drop in and here's member number 3 of Modular. We talk about them. Here's member number. We're not doing that today. We do want to eventually be able to do that, but right now it's starting out with just us, and that's why we're keeping the podcast as Analytical Fanboys. It's just one show out of many that we want to do. Like literally, Chris and I have batted around tons of ideas for shows to do, and the reason we haven't done any of them yet is because most of them would work way better if we were in the same room together, and that's why right now the main goal we're kind of building towards is getting Chris and I, if not in the same house together, like in the same neighborhood. Like I've talked about this on Analytical Fanboys a couple times and in various other places. I'm in a bit of debt right now, trying to pay off that debt in the next year. Once that debt's paid off, I'm saving up to move back to Florida and get a place with Chris.
Yeah. It's just very much, I want to support other people in their endeavors, and I would like them hopefully to support me in my endeavors. And just, the world's a shitty place. We don't have to make it shittier.
Yeah. And that's the thing is like I've been supporting YouTubers I'm a fan of for years and years, and it's always been like, well, this person is way popular to me, so they rarely ever notice me. And that's not to throw anybody under the bus. People get busy, I understand it. But now I found somebody I really like who's on the same popularity, numbers, whatever you want to call it, level as me, and he really likes my stuff too, and we're doing a thing together, and we want to start building on that and eventually bring in more people who are on the same level as us, who we like. And when we get old enough and have enough clout and enough cash, we want to get back to the next generation.
But make another one in another location.
Yeah. But all of that is very pie in the sky in the moment. It's very in the future. Right now, this is kind of just a group channel where we're doing a thing. I am going to, on the day we rebrand the channel, I'm going to make Twitter and Reddit accounts for this and get us a subreddit going.
Yeah, okay.
And Chris is working on a website. We can't guarantee when it will happen at all, but it's a thing that's in the works. And
it's very much in progress forever right now, until essentially money. Money's a thing.
Yeah, but we've gone ahead and rebranded now because we kind of have our base branding down. We know what we want things to look like. We know what we want to do, and we kind of agree in the direction we're going in. So for now, I guess you can say this is kind of just a group channel of two dudes, but eventually it'll be three dudes, maybe two dudes and a girl. You never know. Maybe, and it will just keep building from there. And we want this to be a big and really cool thing that a lot of people enjoy.
Because there's already a lot of things we are kind of making and are just wanting to make or already in the process of making, such as your continued YouTube show, my continued video essays. These podcasts are side spin-off podcasts. The D&D podcasts that I'm trying to help get off the ground, that I'm a part of. Your spin-off show that you're trying to get off the ground. There's a lot of things we're trying to do that it's more or less...
This is a banner to throw everything under and say we are working together now.
It's also like a rallying cry for us. It's like we're working on a thing. We're working on a concept. This is, I don't want to say this is our manifesto. I'd like a more structured manifesto, but this is our intent. This is this is the first draft of our manifesto.
You know what this is? This
is our Declaration of Independence.
This is not necessarily our big, all-encompassing, well-thought-out statement. This is more like a ship that we're getting on together and going, okay, now we need a crew and we need to figure out how to sail this thing.
This isn't our chapter 1. This is our prologue.
Exactly. And, I think that leads into probably one of the coolest things to talk about here, which is our new tagline that we have for the channel, which you may or may not have already noticed, but it is, you know what? I'm going to let Chris go ahead and say it and explain why we chose it and what its meaning is to us, because I've babbled quite a bit now.
Well, essentially, through research, I found out that the American motto, because if you haven't been able to tell, we're both American. The former motto of the United States of America was out of many, one, or the Latin equivalent of. It was recently in the 1950s changed to under one God or whatever.
In God we trust, I think.
Yeah, in God we trust. Fuck that. That's garbage.
Yeah.
I much prefer out of many, one, because it has such a unique context to it that the many are separate. They are separate, but when they're together, they are one. We are separate individuals. I will make content under Boingo Writer. I'm not uploading it to here. I'm making my stuff on my own. I will have my own path that I will travel. Zach will do the same thing. He will be doing his own stuff. He'll be doing his own way. It'll be his style. It'll be his voice. But when we come together, we are one. We are modular. We're not separate individuals working on a project. We are a team working on a concept.
We are interchangeable pieces that all fit together to make one thing. And that's why we chose the name Modular. Or at least that sounds like a good reason. I don't know what Chris chose the name. I don't know what his exact reason for.
No, that was pretty much it, because essentially it could get to the point where we have a podcast show. We don't need me and you. We could just plug in different personalities.
Mm-hmm.
Or there's certain concepts that we could just do, you know? Yeah. And there's a bunch of things that are possible now in the day of the internet, where back in the day, if we wanted to make a movie, we'd have to sell so much, buy some cameras, buy film, and hope someone may see this movie. Now we can just make a movie.
Yeah. And
we are at the point where the capital needed to do what we want to do is at an all-time low, and by just coming together, working together, cooperating, we can accomplish great things.
All it takes is the impetus to just get up and do it.
And work together and let go of that part of the ego that says, I want credit.
Mm-hmm. And that leads into something that I kind of feel obligated to say. For for anybody who's a longtime follower of mine and remembers a little thing called the Vacuum in a Network, I solemnly swear this is not going to be like that. This is not named after me. This is not me bringing together a bunch of people I know and saying, now be friends, do stuff. This is completely different. I consider myself to be older, wiser, more humble now, and this is a joint project for Chris. This is not I want all my friends to get along and do stuff, so I'm putting them in a room together.
Yeah. We're not even near each other, so it can't be that.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, there's definitely an impetus of just wanting to make things. And for a while, the things we may make just be on here may just be podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
It can just be simple stuff, but
when we're in the same area, you may start seeing some face videos.
Or maybe even like, because I do enjoy making music, I may make music videos and put them here, or release albums and put them here.
Yeah.
There's a variety of things we can just do that we don't need permission for.
And then another thing I think we should get out of the way real quick is there is no Patreon, there is no PayPal donate link right now. We're not asking for money yet. We don't plan to anytime in the near future. This isn't us coming out and saying like, hey, we're doing this thing. If you want to be in on it, go here and give us money. This is entirely our own thing. And when we get to the point where we need money, actually need it to do the things we want to do, that is when we will start asking. We're not gonna be shills yet.
No, we'll leave that to the anime pope.
Yeah. Oh god, there was one other thing I wanted to say.
How could you forget this in this most momentous occasion?
Well, I'll tell you, Porky Pig. It's because I wasn't sure if we had agreed to do it yet or not. The whole discussion of bringing people in.
Okay, we're gonna have this business discussion live on air for all you to listen.
All
I
right.
personally believe, or you can cut this out, it doesn't matter. I personally think it's a not right now, but a sometime soon, and basically not have people join permanently, but basically treat it like Screw Attack's old submission style stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's
go ahead.
Where it's, hey, I made a thing, look at it, and if we like it, we'll go like, all right, cool. Hey, people, look at this.
Yeah. And the most important thing to me is once our submissions are open, aside from like, oh, we're moving buildings and we have to shut down everything for a couple days kind of stuff, I want the submissions to always be open. It's not going to be like, back in the day when Channel Awesome would have a month out of the year where you could submit to them and they'd pick like 3 people to add to the site. We want this to be an ongoing cooperative. You send us a thing because you like our stuff. If we like the thing you send us that you made, we'll start talking to you and you might become a member.
Basically, we want to do Channel Awesome, but good.
Mm-hmm.
Rooster Teeth, but more people have more power and more creative control. And it's not like a traditional studio. Nothing against Rooster Teeth. It's just not what I'm aiming for.
Mm-hmm. And the WWE Performance Center, but it's not just wrestling.
There might be wrestling one day.
Well, there will definitely be wrestling one day, but it's not just gonna be wrestling.
We gotta get them sweaty man muscles and women muscles.
No.
But it's very much, this is a lot of pie in the sky. And if this channel never gets above just doing podcasts with a couple friends, I'm okay with that. I'm not saying I would settle for that. I would always strive for it. But if like we can live comfortably and be fine, I'm okay. Yeah. It's ambition without the cutthroat mentality. That's what I like.
If all we ever get to is us doing the version of Captain Logan and Eric's Geekvolution Omnibus every month, that's fine. But I'm aiming higher.
Oh yeah, no, we're aiming higher. I just don't want to be the egotist who goes like, "Oh, y'all are holding me back," and blah, blah, blah. Fuck that.
Oh no, we're not. We're not doing that at all.
No, neither of us are the leader, and if we get other people, they're not going to be a leader. I don't want a leader.
This is a democracy, not a dictatorship.
This isn't the best. Yeah, it's a democracy with no voted leader.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, did I say dictatorship?
Yes.
Damn it! I was trying to change that meme in my head to vactatorship to make a joke about myself, but I forgot to actually say it. The podcast is ruined. We have to start over.
Nope. Fuck that.
Yeah. But I think that's everything we wanted to say for this, and we're right at 20 minutes now.
Bangarang.
All right.
So yeah, Modular. Keep posted.
It's a thing, and we're out here. We're doing stuff. It's real. We're making the push. Be on the lookout for new content from all three of the channels. Well, I have more than one channel, but all three of the main channels coming later this week. And yeah, it'll be cool. It'll be cool and awesome and other things. Tyler Navarro would say.
Hell yeah. Can you give me a hell yeah?
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah!